Riviera, but let's go back to the original, the OG of Train Sim World with the Class 166. So let's climb aboard and let's get her started. So let's normal. It's good. Stick those train lights on as well, and go for day. Yep, that's the one. E. And let's open those doors, and then we've just got that one final AWS fuse that we need to do. So yeah, it would have been nice to have used the remastered 166. My original plan for this video was to do some sort of guard mode or something like that if we get that onto 166. It hasn't happened yet, so I'm driving this 166 all the way to Paignton. So we are stopping at Dawlish, Teignmouth, Newton Abbot, Torquay and Paignton. So around 45 minutes this route's going to be, and this video. So yeah, just have a nice chat, see how we're all doing, and kind of go from there. So let's lock those doors. We don't have the signal map to be, so let's put that into forward and let's get going. Here we go. Actually, funnily enough, I've just noticed before I've even started, I've got that objective marker on. The reason why was because I did do a couple of videos for Train Simulator 6, and because of that, I actually had that. Oh, speeding already. I had that set so I could see where I was going for some guard mode and some scenario stuff. So yes, that's why it was on. Anyway, what are your thoughts with the new route, Riviera line? So we've got Exeter St David's to Plymouth, and also we've got the Paignton branch line. So yeah, all the way down the Riviera, past Dawlish, at the Dawlish wall as well. So yeah, some really nice scenic, just scenic views that we've got along the sea and through the fields and the hills. Yeah, so it is a very nice route. Now with the 166 being remastered, that is just going to give a lot more to GWE, to Great Western Express, HST as well, but also with Riviera line as well. So that's really nice that we're getting those layers too. Well, you've got the layers because I'm on it right now. The timetable as layers are there. It's just we need to get that remaster. So we are stopping at Dawlish, so we are going to be missing Marsh Barton, Starcross, Dawlish Warren, making our way over to Dawlish, and here we'll have a nice stop there for a few minutes, and then Teignmouth, Newton Abbot, then we branch off, don't we, towards Torquay and Paignton, and Tor, don't forget Tor. Yeah, I do absolutely love the 166. It's something that I grew up on the Great Western main line, you know, Hayes and Harlington, in these Thames turbos, first Great Western Link service, and then Great Western, then eventually GWR, or first Great Western, then eventually GWR. Yeah, there was that middle ground, so it was the Thames turbo and it was first Great Western Link before it became like the full Great Western. So yeah, I've been on many of these over the years, and yeah, it's just really nice to be driving them. I love driving these on Great Western Express, you know, Reading all the way to Paddington. Such a great route, and yeah, that remaster is going to look amazing. So big up Liam for sorting that out. Also with the farewell pack of the HSTs coming soon, that is going to be really nice, especially on the Riviera, you know, layering those different loco cars in as well. I'm trying to remember if it's actually been announced exactly what locos are going to be on there, so I'm going to leave that quiet just in case. But yeah, there's some really nice ones there. So yeah, there we go. Brand spanking new station. But what's the go-to train that you've been using on Riviera line? Has it been the 150? Has it been the 802? Has it been the deluxe 220? Or have you been using the layers? Have you been on the 52 Western? Have you been going on the 37, doing the measurement train? Have you been going on a 47 and doing the Cornwall? What's the sleeper train for Cornwall? I can't remember what it's called now. You're going to tell me it's the Riviera, aren't you? Let me try and remember. By Googling it, searching it online. Cornwall sleeper. Yeah, it is the Riviera, isn't it? The Night Riviera. Yeah, the Night Riviera with a 47. You know, all those different layers in there, which is really nice. Or is it the railhead treatment train? That was one of the videos I potentially was going to go for, was the RHTT. When I found out I couldn't do the 166, I was like, do I do the RHTT? And I was like, no, I'm going to stick with the 166. I'm going to stick with this one because I do love this train. Maybe it's steam train. You know, we've got two types of that Jubilee, haven't we? We've got the ATF, we've got the Jubilee, and also if you have the West Cornwall Local Steam Railway Pack, where you have the LMS Jubilee, that has AWS, and you are able to take it on the main line. If not, it's just a couple of shunting modes down in Paignton, the Dartmouth Railway. Now you're probably thinking, oh, Megasim, why are you using the 166? We have no passenger announcements. I know, but we can hear the station announcements, and you've probably heard all of them. And throughout this stream, you know, you're going to see others where they're going to be on the 220, on the 150, doing guard mode, doing different things. So you're going to be hearing it the whole time that this session is on. So I thought, instead you can hear me, instead you can listen to me. Now I remember when I went down to Dawlish, I went on the Blue Pullman from Derby down to Paignton, and then we got a got to start slowing down. We got a 150 or a 166, I can't remember which one it was now, to Dawlish from Paignton. And yeah, went on that, stayed in Dawlish. It was disgusting. The weather was awful. So that was annoying that it wasn't nice, but I've had so many other great trips to Cornwall. Even just like going to Plymouth, staying there for a bit, going to Saltash. That is a lovely station. If you ever go down to Cornwall and you just want to do some train spotting, that is so iconic with that bridge as well. Now don't start saying we need to extend it. We need to extend it. Look, if it comes, it comes. But I think Exeter to Plymouth is good enough. Having that extra bit is just pushes it over the edge for now. But if we get that in the future, well, all we need to do is just kind of go, Rivet, do you want... No. Yeah, I do love this train. That's better. I just noticed to have wheel blur on F2. Hopefully that I think that's being sorted anyway. So we've got Starcross. do. We've got the 80 limit now. Will we get any random events? So we're not going to get faults on the train, are we? But are we going to get random events of speed restrictions or delays in signals? Hopefully we get something. Yeah, it's just gorgeous, this is. With the wall there. Look at that. It's just lovely. It really is such a lovely route. And I think the teams have done really, really well with this. Really well. I think what we should do, live on the stream, put on the live chat, applause. So put the clapping emoji. Well done to the teams involved to getting this this amazing route. Oh, as I'm speeding. Yeah. Well done. Pat on the back. Now this is what I like. This this fun fair. Now I'm going to go into picture mode because I absolutely love it. Because we've got not wrong way. There we go. So we've got the Ferris wheel, we've got the pirate ship, we've got the carousel, we've got the slide here. But if we come in here and we start changing times, look at that. How good does that look? You know, having the ability to do that and go take a photo. That is amazing. I absolutely love that. And just seeing the lights on there. Gorgeous. And look, back to daytime again. Yeah, that fun fair with the lights, it's just, yeah, it really brings it out. Take some really nice shots of that. You've probably seen my shots before on this. I've even got a farewell tour HST shot in the dark there, and I would love to show you. And I will be able to soon, as soon as the farewell tour comes out, or you may see it before then. You know, Liam and the team might go, you know what, that picture is really nice. I want that. Look, I'm not asking, but I think it's a good shot. So here we come up to the seawall. The next station is Dawlish. We'll be shortly arriving at Dawlish. I'm only doing it that once. I'm not doing it again. I think I should be slowing down a lot more. There we go. I'm going to go over. I'm going over. I'm going over. Am I going over? No, I think I should be all right. Oh, yes. How close was that?
Great Western Railway service to Paignton, calling at Tinmouth, Newton Abbot, Torquay, and Paignton.
Well, at least we heard that. Yeah, it's a lovely, lovely station. Absolutely love it. Even that is nice to see. And yeah, the bridge and also where the black swans are. It's a lovely little town. I never left the platform though. Yeah, never left the platform. I just stood here, walked over the bridge at the time when it was this one. This was the bridge at the time. And yeah, you can't go up here anymore. Don't know if you can in real life, but yeah, that was the old bridge before they built See, well, you can still see it's there. Boy, they built that one. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll... there we go. There's the rail cam. There's the Dawlish rail cam. Oh, look at that. Cross-country Voyager, double set as well. Not stopping at Dawlish, of course. That will go straight to Exeter St David's. So next stop is Teignmouth. Yeah, I love this part of the route, and big up to the Dawlish cam. So let me just try and remember who the exact name. Coast Cams, that was it. So check out Coast Cams. This isn't a plug, this isn't a thing. Just go and watch it. It is, yeah, it's worth it. Just to see the scenery, see the trains go by. Try and have a look on real-time trains, see if there's any rail tours going on, and watch it. It's, yeah, that's a really good camera to watch. They've got multiple cameras along that route. So yeah, go and have a look at that. Love watching them. If I just want to be a little bit, want a bit of calm, I go and watch that. It's usually that or York. They're like the two cams that I watch, is either Dawlish or York. Not because they're free. Excuse me, yeah. Oh, we've got a speed change coming up. Now, as I'm the driver, I already had that in my log today, that there was going to be a speed change just outside Teignmouth. So, yeah, I was aware. Okay. Okay, coming up to Teignmouth now. I forgot to do the buzzer. How long the trains used to be. That's a long platform. Oh, that's where I should have stopped. Right there. Oh well. Hey, at least I'm still on the platform. That's one good thing. What's really annoying is before I started this recording, I got my my mic out. I've got a DJI mic mini, and I've just gone. The magnet bit's gone. The piece of metal on the back. So I've clipped it onto my t-shirt, but don't know where it's gone. I recorded a video in my bedroom that might be in there, so I'm gonna have to just try and find it. But yeah, the piece of metal that sits on the back of it, it's not on there, and I'm like, no. And I don't think it's connected to anything, because sometimes it would. Oh, sorry guys, sorry, moving the mouse. Oh, there's a 150 coming in. Sometimes it will like stick to a piece of metal, and you're like, oh, there it is. Like it could have stuck to the transmitter or anything like that, but no. It is not on the floor, so I do think that I've accidentally left it in my bedroom. There we go. Just check my headphones as well, because they are metal. No, it's not on there. Yeah, I'm going to have to check the floor. When I'm finished with this recording, I'm going to check the floor and hopefully I'll find it. Because we got the speed restriction, just going to horn just in case there's any workers on the line. There's that speed restriction right there. Just do one more. It's a little blast. And that's the end of that speed restriction. So I should be able to go up to 60 now. So yeah, Newton Abbot is our next stop, and then we divert over to Paignton, to that branch line. You know what? I was kind of panicking there. You know, I've been talking about guard mode on the 166. I'm like, I think it was announced. Because it has been a while. It should have been in Train Sim World 5. And it never happened, you know, and it got delayed. But I've looked back, and yeah, 2024, it says GWE Remaster will have 166 and HSD will have conductor mode. I know, because doing the beta testing, I know it's got guard mode, but I then panicked and went, what if they haven't told everyone that there's the conductor guard mode? But there is. Don't worry, guys. Got to go down to 60 in a minute. Ooh, forgot about that. What is your drink of choice for today's video? Mine is a pint of iced tap water. Got to slow down. But yeah, got a nice iced tap water, nice pint of it. Already had a couple of teas today. Don't want another one. Yep, there's the 60. Double yellow. What have we got in front of us? Nothing in there. Maybe we've got to slow down and that's why it's giving us a red. Okay. Slowing down a little bit more. What have we got? Denied, move up signal, and wait. Okay. We'll coast in now. Ah, there's the red signal just there. Oh, it's yellow now. Oh, it's there. Not that one. So yeah, we are going over. Yeah, we're coming over here. So yeah, we just wanted to change the signal. Running late. We're going to get in, well, bang on, probably. No, we're going to be late. That's all right. I'm all right with that. There's a stop.
Railway service to Paignton, calling at Torquay and Paignton.
So we just, oh no, I say we're stuck at a red. We're now at a green. So let's have a look. So 1335. So there's one behind us there. Ooh. What have we got on the other side? 1331 to Cardiff Central. So that would have been the old castle set, but now it's 802s and 158s that do that. Run after the train! Run after the train! Stop! It's like a Thomas episode, isn't it? The guard has been left behind. Thomas has gone. His fireman has got off. So that's the 60 limit for that train track. But our 60 limit comes up here in a bit. Over we go. There's our 60 limit. Bling. Before we do, where are we? We're there. Oh, lovely. We get to see HST. So that's the Cardiff Central one. So it is a castle set on this service. Love it. Love it. Absolutely. I do love the castle sets. It's so nice to still see HSTs going. Only just, though. There's not many left in the wild. They've all gone abroad. They've all emigrated. They've all, what do birds do? Hibernate. Hibernate. No, migrate. Hibernate is animals that go to sleep in the winter. Migrate. Migrate. They've gone to warmer climates. So yeah, our first port of call down here is Tor, and then Torquay, and then Paignton. Can't stop thinking about that little piece of metal magnet. Oh, typical me. Live rail. So I like how we've got September set. So we've got, you know, some of the trees are going brown. It's coming into autumn now. We've got to go down to 45 in a minute. There's a 150. Mega Big Owl. How you doing? There we go, down to 45. I just find it so weird how, like, this is land here, but it kind of goes all the way around. It doesn't go straight down to here. It goes all the way around. So yeah, check a real map and you'll see. Oh, we're going downhill, that's why. That's why we're speeding. And we're coming into Tor now. But I do think this timetable is really well done. With all those layers as well, with the freight layers, with the different passengers. You had to have a 52 Western on here. You had to. It would have been criminal if you didn't. There's Tor. There's the 2-3. There was the 2-3. Now these, I've got to warn you, these are scary. Because when you are running, when you're running through and you miss it and you just go over it and you don't notice it, oh my, it freaks me out. Absolutely freaks me out. The noise, so loud in your headphones. And if what you're trying to do, because sometimes when I'm testing as well, I put the sound up louder so I can like hear all the different things, and having that go bing, it's like ah. So be careful of them. Be very careful. Oh yeah, I should be shutting these doors. Okay, Torquay. Torquay. Speeding again. Coming into Torquay. Some football going on. Oh, there's a running track. Football. Yeah. Oh, I'm speeding again. Thought I had my brake on. What do you think of the new sounds to the 150? I think they've done a really good job with them. And also the Voyager. That does sound good. There was a lot of change and a lot of work that needed to go into that. You know, I know Matt and all that will tell you on the streams and different things, but first hand, you know, looking at all of that, listening to these sound changes and like, no, tweak this, no, a bit more bass here, a bit more this. Here's another recording that we've, you know, made out and the sticks kind of like, you know, this is what it sounds like. It's slightly wrong there. And I think just such a good job has been made with the feedback that has been received from the beta team. I would like to thank all Dovetail, Rivet, the teams in taking that feedback and using it wisely and correctly and just giving us what we need. You know, what we want, what we need, because a recording is a recording. It's, you know, you all know what a Voyager sounds like, but every Voyager is different. Every train is different depending on the age and how many miles it's done. But when you actually put it into the software and you have to mix it in for the different speeds and the revs and all of that, it's a lot more difficult. It's not just as easy as, here's my phone recording, use that. That's not how it works. But I think they've done a great job with the feedback that has been given. Even just little tweaks like, oh, I've heard this, and could you just up it by this amount? And so again, well done to the teams doing that, because I bet they got annoyed. I bet they got annoyed of, oh no, not another one, you know, not again, more changes. But this is all for the benefit of all us gamers, that we get a route, a train, you know, with those sounds that sound as realistic as they possibly can with what they've got. You know, that is what you want. You want that ability, and having the license of cross country, having the license for GWR, that is what is needed. You know, having just blank stuff all the time doesn't work. I know it has to happen sometimes, where things happen with licensing where it kind of goes too far and then you have to, but having the license just makes it that whole lot better. And they have to agree to it. They have to agree to the changes. Think of the 805, the Avanti West Coast 805 Evo. A lot of changes went into that, and they couldn't release photos because it didn't have that final approval from Avanti last month. So even that, a lot of work has gone into that. And also with these firms, they want to see what's going on. They want to make sure it looks good. And I do think it looks good, and it does represent it very well. But what I would suggest is go down to Cornwall, go down to Devon, go on the train yourself, go on the route yourself, go and train spot in real life if you can. If you can't, watch coast cams, you know, do all of that. It's just amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it. But we are coming to the end of our video. We are approaching Paignton. So all I need to say is thank you so much for watching my video for this event, the 200th anniversary. I told you no history whatsoever about railways. I just rambled on for 45 minutes. Hopefully you're okay with that. If not, somebody better is going to be on after me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Megasim. I do have a second channel, Train Real World, where I go on real train trips around the country. I've been on the Caledonian Sleeper. I've not been on the Night Riviera. I would love to do that. Not been able to go on that yet. So yeah, got loads of videos, loads of clips of trains coming and going throughout the years that I've been recording these videos. So I've got Train Real World and then Megasim with Train Sim World. So see the play on words there? So yeah, as I said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Watch it back. And yeah, give me some feedback on there as well. See you in the Discords. And yeah, just over 1 mile to go. I've already said my goodbyes, and I've still got a mile to go. Hey, at least I got it in now. At least I got it in now. And I'm speeding again. Okay, so yeah, coming in. Yeah, plenty of other guys out there. Tintin. You've got Hentis Rail, got Richie Rail, Casual Rail, British Ace, just to name a couple, and they're just some English ones. And then you've got the Americans, you've got the Germans, you know, you've got all sorts. So see what you like. You know, these guys, including myself, we get the routes free, yes. But we love making these videos, and we are not biased at all. Because what's the point? What's the point in being biased? I really like this. Yes, there are probably some things that they need to work on, but I don't like looking on the negative unless it is really bad. Because I enjoy driving these trains. I enjoy the game. I always have done, ever since Founders Edition. But you know, these guys, you know, look at Tintin, you know, with all the stuff up in the West Coast main line, all that extra stuff he's been doing. It's amazing work, amazing stuff he's been doing. So yeah, go and check his videos out. And then, you know, as you know, British Ace with Joe, he's on the railways. You know, he works for Southern, and you got Dad Rail. Forgot about Dad Rail as well. He's another good one where he's got his freight stuff that he does, and he used to be a passenger train, so he's got all that knowledge. Me, myself, I don't have that. I'm not a driver. I'm not train staff, station staff. I'm not anything to do with the train operating companies. But I just enjoy it in general, even though my family probably get tired of it. My dad doesn't. He enjoys it. And he always gets jealous when I go out anywhere. So yeah, he's on holiday at the moment. Maybe he'll find some trains there. You never know. Right, so let's unlock those doors. 1342. Not sure if I've got to do the Paignton switcheroo, because you know I've got a 150 here that's going to be leaving in 10 minutes. Okay, well, it's asking me to lock the doors, so let's see what happens. If it doesn't do anything and I don't go down to the Goodringtons, you know, I'll leave it there. Okay, I've locked those doors. I have locked the doors, haven't I? Yeah. I think we're just waiting for it to filter through. Because look, I should have got it at 13:43. I got it at 13:42, so it's probably about 13:44, about another minute. But yeah, we can ramble on. We can ramble on, unless Jamie, you know, if you check my video out and go and cut it, you might not see this bit. I don't know. You might finish it early and go, oh, thank you, Mega Sim. So yeah, we've not finished yet. Okay, I will say when I've finished. Okay, I've got an hour. I'm using it. But yeah, looking forward to the remaster of this. You will as well. It is so good because it's. I know Sandpatch Grade is the original, yeah, but it's not the original for me. Oh, there we go. Schedule is service is scheduled to start back here on this platform at 2:10. So there is no going down to Goodrington. I'm starting on this platform. But that's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to do is let's put it in neutral. Stick the DRA on. Turn that off. Turn that off. And tail. Come on. Oh, where's that door? There's the door. Have we got anything in here? I'm just thinking whilst we're over here, and then we'll end it. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let's go and see what train is at the other end here. So there is the shunt. No, I didn't. I pressed the wrong button there. You're able to get a steam train, put it over to the end, then bring it around the other side. And then when you get to this end, you then push the carriages in, just because there's not enough room. Oh, hello. Look at that 08. I haven't seen that there. But yeah, look at that. Abukir Jubilee, absolutely gorgeous. Let's go in and blow the whistle. Yes. Oh, I love it. Right. Anyway, oh, one more. Are we going to be? No, he's not going to let me through. That's a real pig to get into. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway. Let's open here, come and sit down, and we'll end it here. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. And yeah, enjoy the 200th anniversary on Dovetail's Train Simulator channel, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, guys. Bye!
Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6, I was about to say Train Sim World 5 video, then Train Sim World 6 video. You join us here at Paignton, we are on the lovely Riviera line and we are in the lovely, gorgeous cross-country Voyager. Now I believe this might or might not be on the Dovetail Games Railway 200 event, so thanks to Dovetail Games, specifically Dovetail Games Jamie, who I think is popping it together. As yeah, celebration of all things trains. Let's get this set up. Yeah, alright, there we go. Yeah, we've got about a minute and then we'll be due out of here. But yeah, this is Paignton. And yeah, there's the lovely Voyager. We're going to be calling at Torquay, Newton Abbot, Teignmouth, Dawlish and Exeter St David's. So we're not like a fast all the way through service. I actually just did the inbound trip of this one and it was fast. Exeter, Newton Abbot, Torquay and here. So it's a bit weird the way this one's a bit slower. You sort of think it would drop everybody off coming down to Paignton, not on the way up. Cool. And yeah, I believe in this segment it's about personal sort of history of railways, etc. How, you know, I'm interested in trains, etc. So yeah, we'll cover that as we head out. Give a bit longer, as I do get the pleasure of working on the trains. So that's my real life day-to-day job, working on trains. Not as a driver, but sort of the next level down the ladder. Right, let's get the doors shut. I think we're all set up. I think so, yeah. Lights, all the systems are on. Yeah, that should be all good. Right, Torquay up next. Starting limit's 20 miles an hour. We are going to play HUDless as well, as that's my play style.
The next station is Torquay.
Cool.
This is a cross-country service to Manchester Piccadilly.
I've loved the announcements. Although I don't think this train actually does have those announcements in real life, so I probably will turn them off at some point. But it's still new and shiny, so we'll keep them on for now. And again, thanks to Dovetail for giving us a key to show off Train Simulator 6. I'm recording this on launch day, or early access launch day. So we are on the PlayStation 5 Pro, so we won't see all of the extra layers for this route, which is a bit of a shame. But that's going to come on the 30th. I don't know when this video is going to be going out. I don't think there's a written up schedule just yet. But yeah, at some point this will go out. Probably a little bit early to that 40. Let's go up. Now we'll do it. Actually, let's do a little running brake test actually. So the brakes are working alright. And I'll just say about myself. Well, if you haven't seen my channel before, it's the British Ace. Although it's just easier, just the British Ace Joe. I should probably rename it that, just British Ace Joe. I don't know the on the beginning of the British Ace, just British Ace sounds better. Yeah, I've been making TSW videos since Train Simulator came out on console, so that was July the 24th, 2018. Although I properly started making videos on YouTube sort of COVID lockdown time. So I've been doing it a fair while. But it's good fun, and my sort of channel is sort of, well, mainly is Train Sim Classic, Train Sim World, with the occasional flavour of Bus Sim, OMSI. Well, I've been playing Train Sim Classic since, well, originally I played it in 2012 on a relative's laptop, and then I actually finally got Train Sim myself in 2014. That was, yeah, Train Sim 2014. That was the first Train Sim tell a lie, Train Sim 2015. But I did own Train Sim 2014 as well. On disc as well. So I've been playing Train Sim games for, I want to say a while, but then I know some of you in the community have been playing since like the 90s or whatever, when the original Train Sims came out. So I'd say 11 years or so, which I know is not much as opposed to some people in the community. Alright, coming up to Torquay, shouldn't be too much further. It's got a lovely station. As we come round. And yeah, I do work on the railway in real life, which is quite cool to sort of do your hobby as a job. First job I had, again, it's not been like that long, as opposed to, I'm sure some of you in the chat, but yeah, started with an agency back in 2022, which was like crowd control, helping out a rail replacement buses. It was sort of customer service, so not strictly railway, but it was still on the railway, on the platforms, helping people, helping with the buses, etc. This is Torquay. So I did that for a few months whilst I was in college. So really pay attention as we come into Torquay, which is just a lovely station with like the little palm leaves or whatever in the middle. A little bit of attention here as we come in. Here we are, this is Torquay.
This is a cross-country service to
Service to Manchester Piccadilly, calling at Newton
The announcements.
Tinmouth, Dawlish, Exeter St David's,
We got told for.
Parkway, Bristol Temple Meads.
Passengers become stuck. What? Opening? Of course, it's at the back of the train. In first class as well. Let's go and sort that out. God, go and do it. Right, we'll resume our little talk in a second. Let's get down to the back. First of all, actually, I wanted the door forks. I was slightly worried though. But someone said that like this doesn't get unstuck. No, not that. That worked. Try and close it as well. Should have probably taken our key out as we've left the cab and got quite a distance. Why is the bill light gone out? That's not meant to happen. Okay. Let's head back. Probably quite noisy as well with the diesel engines going off. Right, back in we go. Try and lock the doors. Take our DRA off as we left the cab. Close doors, and next station is Newton Abbot. Yeah, so first did the agency work, which was a good step onto the sort of railway, well, good step into the industry. And then I did dispatching somewhere in the southern region.
the next station is Newton Abbot. This is a
Cool.
cross-country service to Manchester Piccadilly.
Which dispatching, if you don't know what that is, that's you've probably seen it before. You've been at a railway station, someone blows the whistle and puts the bat up and puts a light on, a white light. That is dispatching. So I did that for about a year and a bit. That also included coupling and uncoupling, which isn't actually like driving. You're sort of telling the driver what to do. Although they probably already know, well, they already know what to do, but you're just telling them to do it. So did that, and also doing the doors, fly doors, weather doors, opening and closing them, etc. Yeah, so did that. That was fun. And then moved on to the role I'm in now, which is best described as a train conductor, train guard. It's called an onboard supervisor. But yeah, the best way to describe it, train guard. Just to be able to do the doors. So sell tickets, help with assistance, so popping ramps down, etc. Yeah, doing that. Which I must admit isn't as relaxing as working on the platforms. The platforms were very relaxed. So this is the 30 through tour. So we're not stopping here. Yeah, the platform dispatching, really relaxing. I worked at a really nice station, and some really good colleagues I'm still in contact with. Yes, yeah, now in the new role, shit isn't as relaxing. You get good days and bad days. Like today, for example, early shift, everyone had a ticket. Everyone who didn't have a ticket wanted to buy a ticket. So it was, well, it was fine. Although some days you will get people who are rather unpleasant, who don't want to buy tickets and will do unpleasant things. And say unpleasant things as well. So you got to put up with that as well. You're sort of at the front line. Cool. So quite often than not, we'll have to basically say we're not moving until you get off. So just wait at a station for minutes on end until someone decides, oh, I'm the one holding up the train, I'll get off, as I don't have a ticket. Yeah, so you get your bad days and good days. But overall it's a fun job. and we're getting paid for being on a train all day, which is quite fun. A nice scenery. Yes, that's what I currently do. So today, as you can see the time there, actually, I'm recording this on the sort of launch day of early access. It is coming up to 8 PM. My alarm this morning was for about 3:30 in the morning. Tomorrow it's a similar-ish time, so you do have to wake up extremely early and go to bed extremely late in this run. Oh, it's still 45, I believe. I think as it goes up to 60, it goes up to. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, 60. We go up to. So let's get that up. Cool. Once we're at Newton Abbot, it's easy. From there, it's sort of just about following the main line. This is sort of the slow bit of the journey. But it's very much a route of two very contrasting halves. You get Newton Abbot, well, Plymouth to Newton Abbot, which is slow, hilly, steep, very much West Cornwall local sort of scenery wise. Viaducts, it looks very samey to that. And then you get this half, sort of the Riviera line, well, so Newton Abbot to Exeter, sort of along the coast, the seawall. It's like, whoa. They're quite fast as well. And then you get the branch line down to Paignton as well, which is rather quaint. Lovely route though. Right, let's get a little shot of the train. Again, my playstyle is HUDless. Oh, is this the old station? This could be the old station. On the, or is it? It could be. On the Riviera in the 50s version, on Train Simulator Classic, there is actually a station, I believe, between Tor and Newton Abbot. I can't remember what it's called, but actually it might be this one here. Old abandoned station. Disused. Cool. I'm just waiting to stop at Newton Abbot and it'll say you've got a fault with the train, and it'll be like, oh. Wonder if we'll get any TSRs on this run. Temporary speed restrictions. No, did you hear that audio thing there? I think that's in the game. I only hear it when I'm playing TSW6. I've tested it with other games. Again, I'm recording this on launch day, so a few bugs here and there. Cool. I was saying, yeah, my playstyle is HUDless. So this is HUDless here, so not with any of these bits and pieces on telling us what the speed limits are, etc. We don't play with those on. Personally, I just prefer playing like this. I prefer sort of getting, you know, the full experience out of the simulator. I mean, in real life, the drivers aren't going to have a HUD. I mean, ETCS, almost like a HUD, but not. Yeah, drivers don't have a HUD in real life. So it's just great playing like this. So yeah, you get the full realism out of the simulator. But it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I do recommend it. Try HUDless. You will enjoy it, maybe. If you don't blame me. And as it's a game, if you shoot through a platform, it doesn't matter. You'll just know for next time to not shoot through the platform.
We are now approaching
Newton Abbot.
Newton Abbot. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and
Nice.
take care when stepping down from the train.
I bet it will say we got like a fault with the engine or something. We had the door fault. At least the door fault worked fine. Right, Newton Abbot, you got 150 in there. Not sure where we're stopping. I should probably down by the footbridge. That's sort of where the entrance and exit is. Oh, there is a stop marker there. Which is that 4 to 5? Yeah, 4 to 5. Here comes a cucumber. There we are.
Newton Abbot. This is a cross-country service to Manchester Piccadilly. The next station is Teignmouth.
Teignmouth next. Right, we're on time still, which is good. So we've got Teignmouth, Dawlish, and then Exeter. So we're about, what, halfway or so? I'm not sure if this was meant to be an hour time slot, but this type of video is probably going to be about 45 minutes, but we can drag it out a bit. Nice. Right, let's get the doors shut. Teignmouth will be next. Right, let's get going, forward, and let's go. Let's get an external shot. Don't have to worry too much about the speed. Let's come down here a bit. So we leave the cucumber behind, the 802. Just to make that clear, that's what the cucumber is. Nice. It's like a freight only branch which goes off down there. So 60 then goes up to 80 and then up to 90. So it's rather quick this bit to Teignmouth as we sort of follow around the estuary. Or the little inlet or whatever. I'm glad the Voyager's all working because the last time I played the Voyager, well, I did actually get a chance. I did visit Dovetail Games back in August, and yeah, I actually had to go off the Voyager, but back then it was like still early phases of it, so it wasn't really drivable as such. So it's cool to sort of see where it is now. The speed should go up shortly. Again, we got to be careful because in this in Train Simulator 6 you get the temporary speed restrictions. Now it doesn't actually tell you at the beginning of the service where they are, which I think it's meant to. So it's sort of, yeah, you got to slow down quickly if you see one. Up to 90. I'll try and get some nice pictures as well as we head along. I've not actually driven this way yet. It's my first time driving in this direction on this route. I mean, the last time was in the Class 50 on Train Sim Classic. But not on Train Sim World. I don't think so, no. Yeah, so we follow the coast now basically all of the way to Starcross, and then we sort of head inland a bit. So far so good. And again, thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us the opportunity to part of this sort of Railway 200 event. I'm sure there'll be lots of other content creators, ambassadors and other videos etc. going out, so do keep an eye out. But yeah, I believe my slot was to drive the Voyager, so that's what we're doing. cool train to drive. I don't know what I prefer really, the 802 or the Voyager. Don't know. They're both just really cool. It's tough. What do you prefer, the 802 or the Voyager? So we've got the 80 coming up, and then you've got the 60 after that, which isn't too much further along, and then Teignmouth. The 60 is basically for going through Teignmouth. There's a warning for the 60. Yeah, we get some shots once we, between Teignmouth and Dawlish, we get some photos. There's the 80, and then round by sort of where that bridge is there, you've got the 60, that's where that begins. It's a fairly straightforward route to do HUDless, this one. I do give it a go. Turn off the HUD on this route. I mean, the speed does change a fair bit, but you don't say. I mean, I think on the Totnes bit it goes down to like 55 from 60, just at 55. Or on this bit it goes 60 and then goes up to 70 or 75 between Teignmouth and Dawlish, just stay at 60, as it then drops down straight after. The timetable allows for you not to have to sort of chase the speed limit constantly. Which is sort of a good thing to learn, is that you don't necessarily have to learn what all of the speed limits are, just learn how you drive the route speed wise. Like for example after Teignmouth, yeah, it does drop down, no, it goes up to 75. I'm just going to stay at 60.
We are now approaching Teignmouth. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to follow all the speed limits, or at least going up to them. As long as you sort of know where to be at that speed and where to brake. Here at Teignmouth, first time stopping here in this DLC, so hopefully we won't screw it up. Should be alright for that, yeah. Cool. I know the Voyager's fairly well in real life, and it's a pretty good depiction in the game of it. A lot of the time I go to Southampton Central and you're sat there for about 20 minutes.
This is a cross-country service to Manchester Piccadilly.
You get the Voyagers coming in and out of Southampton, which is always cool to see. And sound-wise, it sounds good. Because they actually haven't got, I say about Dovetail Games, they haven't actually got the, well, they've got some real recordings for the Voyager.
Stoke-on-Trent, Macclesfield, Stockport, and Manchester Piccadilly.
But I believe some of the sounds have come from the DBBR612, which uses the same engine, so. But they weren't able to get like a full new recording trip. But it still sounds really good. What's everyone's worst Voyager story? I always hear bad things about the Voyagers, but my one time go, maybe it's because I've only been on it one time, it was actually a good experience. Well, the only downside to that trip, that was from Euston to Llandudno Junction. I think the reservation system had broke, so even though we had reserved seats, we got on and it was sort of a scramble to get the best seat. Which in the end, I remember I think we got forward facing table seats, actually in where we were meant to sit, as we were just like the first people on. And here we are, opening out. Yeah, my Voyager experience was good. Have to do this on like a cold, stormy night. Windy, stormy night. Come on this route. I do a run. Full Riviera line experience. Now we're getting a shot in a bit. So we'll just get up to 60 and leave it at 60. There's not really much point speeding up to 75 because by the next tunnel, which is where the little headland there sticks out, it's 60 again. So there's not really much point in speeding up. Unless maybe you're already travelling at 60, you might be able to speed up a bit, maybe 65, but you just have to slow right back down. So what's the point? Yeah, 60 starts at the tunnel portal, or just before the tunnel portal. Now we go for a few tunnels, and then we're out at Dawlish. Cool. One thing I actually haven't done is looked at the interior of this train yet, sort of in the passenger area. So take a look at that. Stretch it out a few more minutes. Yeah, there's a 60 there just before the tunnel portal. Into the first, was it 3 tunnels we go into? 3 or 4? That would have been good if we'd got a shot of the 802 there. Although in the tunnel, I don't think it would look very good. Cool. The line we're on now, the up line, actually is bi-directional. So when it is like really bad stormy weather, they can run trains either way on this this line, instead of using the one sort of right next to the sea. As this route gets rough in stormy weather. Some really sort of good videos of it where trains are literally going through like a little pacer and a massive wave sort of crashing over the top of it. It's like, whoa, that would be an experience. Does anyone ever have the joys of a 143 along here in stormy weather? A cold rainy night in Dawlish. Right, now coming up to Dawlish. Oh, we got a TSR. 40 mile an hour TSR, temporary speed restriction. And you got the new seawall on this bit as well. So it blocks the view a bit. Oh, this is Dawlish. Which again, seeing this station in like stormy weather is like, whoa. I mean, even the old seawall looks a bit scarier. And here we are. That'll do.
This is Dawlish. This is a cross-country service to Manchester Piccadilly.
Manchester Piccadilly. Calling at Exeter, St David's, Tiverton, Taunton.
Oh, so next stop is Exeter.
Bristol,
Still on time,
Cheltenham,
just.
Worcestershire Parkway, Birmingham New Street, Wolverhampton, Stafford, Stoke-on-Trent, Macclesfield.
Was that Maplesfield? Cool. Right, onwards to Exeter in 11 miles. It's quite fast from here. Right, so that's that. And let's get going. What is the driving technique for the Voyager? Oh, that's somewhere off. Cool. Is that the sea sort of? Is that land over there? Or does the land sort of wraps its way around? Cool. Oh, we had the TSR for the 40, didn't we? Coming up. Good to remember that. Shit, it's a new thing with Train Sim World 6. Temporary speed restrictions. Because that's the thing, sort of. No, that's the slogan or motto, whatever, for Train Sim World 6 is expect the unexpected. Because on every sort of Train Sim World we've had so far, I mean, yeah, sometimes you'll get glitches and stuff where you'll get a red light for a long, long time as like a slow train goes past, which is probably not meant to happen. But on Train Sim World 6 you get temporary speed restrictions, signals taking longer to come off than they should, faults with the train. So yeah, it's not just going to be smooth sailing every time you do that service. It will be the same every time you do a service. It will be different. where's that TSR? There's one on that side. Must be one on that side. Ah, okay. Or is that separate for that side? Might be a different one on that side. Haven't seen our one yet, but I don't think we passed it. Unless there was no board for it. Was there at 40 for now? Even though it would be nice to speed up. I haven't seen the board yet. Unless it was meant to be mirrored with the other one on the other side. Where's the 80? Although we could still have that 40 coming up. So yeah, just take it steady. I'd say if it's not right after Dawlish Warren, it probably was back there, which we were going at 40 anyway. So got the fair here. That's Dawlish Warren. Is there something coming up after that signal there? Maybe. Or not. I might just speed up then. I think it was meant to be mirroring the other one back there. They didn't see any boards for it though. So hopefully we won't come across it. Hang on. No, is that something? Oh, that's just the tree looking a bit yellow. Oh, maybe not then. Surely it won't be that far after the board. That would be a bit much. Well, that could be. Hey, there's another one here. That's for the other side, though. Not sure if that's for the. No, that would be the warning for the other one we saw. Yeah, we'll speed back up. I've got a feeling the one. I don't know. Maybe it's not spawned on this side. I mean, surely the warning board won't be that far. I mean, it was before Dawlish. We either missed it somehow, or it wasn't there. Be a case of that. What happened? Was it a couple of years ago, where there was a Great Western train which went like way over the temporary speed restriction. It was all over the news. Be a case of that. Cross-country driver way over speed limit. Let's get a little shot. Coming up to Starcross. Nice. Cool. Another whistle board there. This is Starcross Station. Another lovely station. Sadly, never been on this route in real life. I keep meaning to, but yeah, need to get down to the West Country. Cool. So should be able to speed up to 100 miles an hour shortly, if we can reach that speed. If there's not an engine fault. Still 75 at the moment. Almost went over it there. And we'll say goodbye to the water as we sort of head inland a bit. Well, not well, still close to it, but just not see it. Again, even though this bit is fairly sort of wiggly, it's fairly quick. There we go, so we say goodbye to that nice blue. And they go 100 miles an hour. That's quite nice to see. Right, look at that. What's everyone's thoughts on the Voyager? Liking it? Not liking it? Just magnificent. Look at that, it's such a cool train. And just the fact it goes everywhere as well. I mean, literally everywhere, apart from Wales. Well, actually, no, tell a lie. Avanti did go to Wales with the Voyagers. So the Voyagers literally have gone everywhere. Even Brighton. Everywhere. So great to have them in the game. At long last. And right time for it as well, with the Riviera, and obviously we had the cross country 170 pack. Fingers are on the up for TSW. Let's get another flyby shot. Now in the Riviera in the 50s version, along here, you had like a massive water trough, so you could pick up water on the go. And I think there was also a station around here as well in the 50s version. Potentially where we are now, actually. Cool. And I think there is a warning board for the speed limit drop. What do you mean at this speed? We'll be at Exeter in no time. It's been at 39 minutes so far. So we'll kill a little bit of time, we'll have a look at the interior of the train, have a little wander around Exeter St David's, which I've not actually done yet. But again, thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us a chance to appear on one of the special streams again. Always much appreciated. Always a pleasure. I also have Marsh Barton Station as well, which is the new station on the line. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that little crackle in the audio there. I'm saying it's the game, because when I've loaded up the game I keep hearing it, but not for other ones. Not sure. I don't know if you can hear it, maybe it's just my headset. Right, here's Marsh Barton coming up. You see the big sort of centre there. You get some sort of waste management centre. So that sort of indicates that we are on the approach to Exeter. And there's a Voyager, a double Voyager, right? Not done that yet. I think they're meant to be representing the cross-country HST, which I really hope we see at some point on this route, as it's set in 2023. A cross-country Voyager, wow, that would be special. I mean, a Voyager's special, but a HST as well, even more special. Another great-looking train in cross-country livery. Green banner repeater, nice to see. Just telling us the next signal's green, so that's good. 75. It's been a nice run, this one. I did think about doing Plymouth to Exeter, but that's like literally that would be over an hour. So I thought we'll stick with this, and we can kill a bit of time at the end. Plus, I'll say it's more interesting from Paignton as well. That double yellow. What was that 45? That warning board. Cool. Is it slowing down or what? There we go. Come on. Takes a little while to move the power brake controller. Was it 13 to Exeter? As we make our way in. Single yellow, which I think does clear us into the platform, this signal, because you can see all the junction indicators on it if you're going into all the various platforms.
Exeter St David's.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Cool. Got 150 in there. Was it 45? Okay, fairly quick then coming into this platform. Here we are. And you got the depot. The depot's all modelled there as well. Where does it want us to stop? Not that far up by the looks of things. Almost went past it. Cool. Side windows like perfectly positioned on these as well. Here we are.
This is Exeter St David's. This is a cross-country service to Manchester.
Right, let's have a little look at the
Station is Tiverton Parkway.
have a little look at the so this is the little kitchen, the little crew area. I've not actually had a look through this yet. Got the nice interior, which I think is still in sort of version colour, sort of blue, well, red. There you go, that was a summary there. No, not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. So we went up to about 76 for a second near Starcross. A little bit through here, you've got the accessible toilet, gangway door. What's this here? I was at the bike area. Hang on, let's quickly jump out before it goes off. Love the livery though, it's nice. Right, let's go for a little wander. So we've probably got about 5 minutes or so. Not actually had a look around here, so see what's going on. Here's a 150 over to Paignton. Oh, there's a little collectible. Fire the cannon as well. Cool. Your defib station. Is that a collectible or not? I don't think so. Here's the 150. The old school train. Let's head over to the main platform. Is it platform 1, I suppose, or 1 or 2? There goes the Voyager. Big old station there, Exeter St David's. Here we are on this side now, away from the noise. Even got little photo booths here as well. Cool, there's a little map there. Cool. Nice. Well, that is going to be it from me, everybody. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed it. That was yeah, a run in the Voyager from Paignton up to, look at the fumes coming out there, nice. Paignton up to Exeter St David's. Thanks to Dovetail Games for giving us the opportunity to come on and show a bit of the Voyager. Links can be found in all of the, well, to all the Dovetail places. I'm sure you'll find in down below. As this will be on the Dovetail channel. Yeah, that's going to be it. Was that 46 minutes? Yeah. Apart from that, thanks all for watching. I've been the British Ace, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.
Hello everybody, so today obviously is the Railway 200 day. It's 200 years today since locomotion number 1 opened the Stockton and Darlington Railway. So I mean, it's amazing. I don't know if you've seen, but obviously there's loads of celebrations going on. Lots of heritage railways are holding events. Locomotion number 1, a replica of the loco, is actually running along the original section as well, that still exists, which it's just amazing. So one of the things obviously that Railway 200 had done over the years is, or railway events to celebrate the same opening in the Stockton and Darlington, is that they would have a cavalcade. Now, cavalcades are sort of a selection of locomotives, and they get it together and they parade them one after another and sort of explain some of the history, do things like that. So I thought in Train Simulator Classic, why not do exactly the same? So what we will do is we'll go through different locomotives that we've got throughout the different eras. This will be all steam locomotives to show the history of steam right from the very beginning all the way through, or very early days, right through until the end of British Rail steam, and actually to preservation steam. We'll end up in new build locomotives as well. So what we'll do is I'll tell a little bit of history of each locomotive, sort of a couple of interesting facts, and show you the locomotive in game. So yes, enjoy. So let's start our cavalcade. And first we've got quite a historic locomotive. This one is Stepney, the Bluebell engine. Which was built in the 1800s. Built in 1875. Hauling some nice four-wheel stock there, and is preserved on the Bluebell Railway. Next on our lineup is, on our cavalcade, is Hawthorne and Leslie works number 2491, which is Henry, currently preserved at the Barrow Hill Roundhouse. She was built in 1901. It was given the name originally Rosabelle after the daughter of the managing director of the London North Western Railway. Originally built to haul bricks over the L&W line between Coventry and Nuneaton. So our next up is the L&WR machine. This one in particular was built in 1921 at a cost of £8,900, L&WR number 485. Part of the National Collection, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, quite a lovely preserved engine as well. And here comes our next locomotive in our lineup. It's North Eastern Railway 2238, which is a T2, or later become a Q6, built in 1918, one of 8 built that year, and is preserved by the North Eastern Locomotives Preservation Group and is preserved at the North Wiltshire Moors Railway. And here comes our next locomotive. Great Western, a 2900 class, or as they were later known, the Saints, or as they were known, the Saints. She's actually a new build, built in 2019, or finished in 2019. And she was built at the Didcot Railway Centre. She's in this early stage of the lineup because the original classes were built between sort of early 1900s. But a lovely engine all the same, and visits many different heritage railways around the country. And here comes our next unusual locomotive. Well, I think this is unusual, but it's certainly very interesting. Again, another new build, but these locomotives were around the 1900s, early 1900s. And this is a Great Western Railway rail motor, number 93, built at the Didcot Railway Centre again as a preservation new build. A rail motor is basically a locomotive that can basically the modern equivalent of a DMU or EMU of today, as you can see. Very interesting design, and you have a little motor in there, a little steam motor with a vertical boiler, and then you've got the passenger carrying bits at the back. And off she goes. So here's our next locomotive in our lineup, and this is a Rod 04 class, designed by the GCR. There was a total produced was 421, and this one 63601 is preserved at the Great Central Railway, and some of them, interestingly, even went as far as Australia, being designed as tank engines. They were converted. Some of them were converted to tank engines, but yes, very interesting. Here is our next two locomotives. So we've got 16440, which is at the Midland Railway Centre, and which is a 3F Ginty. And we've also got a 4F 060 tender, which is preserved as well. Both being built around the 1930s, or early 1920s, I mean. I'll just get them to stop here, there you go. So yes, both locomotives being built around the 1920s. So yes, 4422 is preserved at the Churnet Valley Railway. Both locomotives, the sort of the Ginties being a 3F and the 4F being a 4F. Both locomotives quite interesting designs. The 4Fs went everywhere on the Midland region, even finding their way to Norfolk along the M&GN and in the North and the Midlands. So yes, quite great locomotives. Right, let's get these two to. Here comes our next locomotive. This is number 4277, Great Western Railway 280 4200. This is named Hercules. It was one of the locomotives that ended up at Barry Scrapyard. And is currently at the North Norfolk Railway, but is preserved by the Dartmouth Steam Railway in Devon. And now on to the world's most famous locomotive. And you'll know who it is. It's Flying Scotsman. Flying Scotsman, built in 1923 at Doncaster Works by Sir Nigel Gresley. You've been known around the world, travelling to Australia and America over the years, and recently celebrated her 100th birthday. She was named after the train, the Flying Scotsman. It's carried many different names over the year, numbers, I mean, many different numbers throughout the years. And she's currently owned by the National Railway Museum, and she runs on the main line on a regular basis. So nice to have the engine still around today, and it's always great fun seeing the engine in real life. I've had the opportunity quite a few times. She's had a few owners over the years: Alan Pegler, Sir William McAlpine. But yes, now she's with the National Railway Museum, and she's preserved for future generations to enjoy. And there is Flying Scotsman. Our next locomotive on our list, on our lineup, is none other than Royal Scot. Royal Scot has quite an interesting history as well. This locomotive ended up actually in Butlins when being preserved. And this is her guys in LMS. The actual locomotive as well went to, I think it was Canada, for an exhibition. Sorry, it went to the US, not to Canada. So yes, quite an interesting history with the locomotive. It's currently owned by the Royal Scot Locomotive Trust. And it's preserved and mainline certificated, so she can run on the main line. But she ended up in Butlins in preservation. Was there for a numerous amount of years, then went to Bressingham. But she's currently at the 1-to-1 collection in Margate. On to our next locomotive, and this locomotive is Nunney Castle, built in 1934 from Swindon Works, and was preserved in 1976, and was the last locomotive to leave Barry by rail. And she's currently owned by Locomotive Services Limited, and runs mainline charters across the country. Here is Sir Lamuel, number 30777, part of the King Arthur class, or N15. She's owned by the National Railway Museum and is ran by the 5305 Locomotives Association. She's currently under overhaul at the Great Central Railway, and hopefully will be returning to the rails very soon. And here comes our next locomotive. This is King Edward II, preserved at the Didcot Railway Centre. Again, built at Swindon Works in June 1930. And she's only had one ticket, I think, in preservation. All the rest of the time she's been sort of a museum piece, but here she is in the lovely blue, and she's currently awaiting overhaul. And here is our next locomotive, which is a very famous LMS Black 5 number 45407, the Lancashire Fusilier, built in 1937. It ran right until the end of steam in August 1968, and was currently preserved and runs regularly on the main line, mainly running the Jacobite services in Scotland. Here comes our next locomotive. This is a Southern Region Southern Railway schools class. They were built between 1930 and 1935. There was 40 produced altogether, and there is 3 in preservation. And here comes another world famous locomotive. This is LNER A4 Mallard. A world speed record for the fastest steam locomotive in the world, 126 miles an hour. What a beautiful locomotive. Here is our next locomotive, number 5593 Collapure. Built in 1934, is an LMS Jubilee. Interestingly, in 1942, she hauled Winston Churchill from Liverpool on return from talks with President Roosevelt and preserved at Tyseley. And here is our next locomotive, Duchess of Sutherland. Built in July 1938 in crude works, for an estimated cost of £13,800. The Duchess class locomotive was first preserved and moved to Butlins when first preserved, then moved to Bressingham, and she's now at the Midland Railway Centre at Butterley, having works done to her to return her back to the main line. She has hauled the Royal Train quite a few times and is quite an amazing locomotive to see out and about on the railway. Our next 2 locomotives are 2 Great Western tank engines. So we've got Great Western Railway 14XX number 4866 preserved at the Didcot Railway Centre, and Small Prairie number 4566 preserved at the Severn Valley Railway. 4866 has just returned to traffic, and 4566 is soon to be in overhaul. And here comes our next locomotive, 8F number 48151, built in September 1942. These 8Fs ended up all over the world and were used in places like Turkey for the war effort. This one ended up in Barry Scrapyard after many years of service and right until the end of steam in 1968, and is owned by West Coast Railways and is currently under overhaul to run mainline steam tours. As you can see here, and also wearing the Royal Scot headboard. Now we're on to some locomotives that were built for the war effort. This is Austerity number WD number 192 Wagoner, which is currently preserved at the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. It was delivered to the Army in January 1953 and was put to use at the Longmoor Military Railway, as can be seen here, in its Longmoor Military Railway livery. Again, a locomotive that was seen all over the world, like the 8Fs, and these were military locomotives, but they also used in a lot in industry and such other places as well. And here comes our next locomotive, which is a United States Army Transport Corps S-160 class. Now these, there were so many of them. 2,120 were built between 1942 and 1945. There's at least 33 known preserved locomotives. They think there's possibly more. There's quite a few of them in the UK, but they ended up all over the world to help with the war effort, and built by different locomotive companies as well. But yes, amazing locomotives, and you can still see in service today. And here is our next locomotive, which is LNER B13106 Mayflower, built in April 1948. She's also preserved and had quite a few different Heritage Railway bases and visits, including at the railway I volunteer at, the North Norfolk Railway. She's currently owned by Locomotive Service Limited and runs on the main line as part of the Rail Tour group. And here is our next locomotive, Clan Line. Clan Line was built in 1948 at Eastleigh Works and is preserved as a mainline locomotive. She normally hauls the Bellman British Pullman all around sort of the south of the UK. Quite an amazing locomotive, and as you can see here, she's got all the golden arrow bits and pieces on her. But yes, quite an amazing locomotive. She was actually bought from British Railway for £3,850, which was quite interesting. If only they were locomotives were that cheap today. But what an amazing engine. Here is our next locomotive. This is BR built, one of the first BR built locomotives, Britannia, number 70,000. Built on the 2nd of January 1951 in Crewe Works. She was initially based at Stratford, so she was a home loco around my area, so ended up in Norwich as well. Again, a very awesome locomotives, awesome locomotive. Only lasted 15 years in in service, not in preservation. She's currently preserved by the Britannia Locomotive Company, or she was bought by them, but ended up being part of the Royal Scot Locomotive Trust. You can see her on the main line today. She was one of 55 built altogether, and she was retired in 1966. And here we come to our next locomotive, again another BR built one. This is 76084, a locomotive I have actually worked on, I've driven, I have fired. Again, a lovely locomotive. This loco was built at Horridge Works on the 28th of March 1957 and is currently preserved on the North Norfolk Railway. She's currently awaiting overhaul. She's also had a mainline stint as well. And she actually ended up, she was at Barry Island, but also she ended up in someone's garden for a few years as a prize possession, as a rail enthusiast prize possession. And here comes our next locomotive, which is standard 2MT number 78018, built in 1953 at Darlington Northwold Works at a cost of £14,809. She was famous and ended up in a film about snowdrift at Bleth Grill. But yes, she was preserved and is currently based at the Great Central Railway. Again, a lovely locomotive. And a British Railway built one. And here comes our next locomotive, which is 9F92203 Black Prince. Again, an engine I've worked on, driven and fired. She's based at the North Norfolk Railway, currently at Bressingham, awaiting a large overhaul. She was bought by David Shepherd after in preservation, and she was one of the last locomotives built in April 1959. And only had a very short working life, only about 8 years, and lasted until November 1967. But yes, an awesome locomotive. I know this is one of Matt's favourites, an INF. But yeah, they are awesome locomotives, and always good fun to have a day on. She also hauled one of the heaviest freight trains in Britain, which was 2,198 tonnes. And here comes our next locomotive, which is BR standard number 70013, Oliver Cromwell. Oliver Cromwell wasn't one of the last locomotives built, but she was the last BR locomotive to run. On the 15 Guinea Special on the 11th of August in 1968. But she also ran on the 12th of August to Norwich, where she was preserved at Bressingham and ran there for a numerous amount of years before returning to the main line in around 2008-2009. Lovely locomotive, local engine to me as well, back in the steam days. But steam didn't just end there. In 1968, steam carried on for quite a while after that. One of them being the London Transport, or the London Underground, with a London Underground pannier here. This is Great Western Railway number 7715 or L99, with the last hauled, or the last sort of known steam on the Underground being on June the 6th, 1971. So yes, steam carried on in London, but yeah, love the livery of this. It's something that's always fun to see. But steam carried on after that as well in the UK. Even as late as the 1970s or mid-70s, there was steam still as late. It was 41 locations by June of 1975, still using steam. And the last steam locomotive that was reported in industrial use was in use in 1990. So only, not that long ago the steam sort of finished. There's some countries across the world where steam is still being used. Here is a representation of industrial steam, again an austerity. This one's with a Giesel ejector with the wasp stripes, and this one is from the National Coal Board. But they were found everywhere, from power stations to different types of industries. But that gives you an idea of steam sort of at the very end late as 1990. And now we get into modern steam. Steam of today. This is a new build locomotive Tornado. Built and finished in, well, built between 1994 and 2008. Finally finished in 2008. She's an A1 locomotive. One of the missing links of the A1 to A4 variations of locomotives. You can see her on the main line quite often. She's been quite famous. She's been involved in the Paddington films and also in places such as she was in Top Gear. She even reached 100 miles an hour at one point. And yes, an amazing locomotive and a great way to finish off the cavalcade.